Mr. Fortenberry is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for calling this hearing and your leadership in this regard. In 2008, at a markup for the William Wilberforce Trafficking Victims Act, this committee did something very courageous. We stated that the policy of our nation will be that children, no matter where they are, belong on playgrounds and not battlegrounds. Children should not be forced to become soldiers. And we would not sit idly by and passively underwrite this pernicious form of human trafficking known as child conscription. The problem now is this. National security waivers continue to be given to countries found guilty of this human rights abuse. We know that these waivers must be rare and temporary and meaningfully intended to help stop this pernicious practice. So this body unanimously passed an amendment to the State Department authorization bill to require the President to report to Congress 15 days before issuing another waiver as to what credible and verifiable steps are being undertaken in those countries to implement a plan of action to end the recruitment of and demobilize child soldiers. The State Department authorization bill also included language prohibiting the use of peacekeeping operation funds for countries cited for child soldiers violations. So, Madam Chair, my amendment today is simple. It simply amends Section 404 of the 2008 Trafficking Victims Protection Act to retain both of these provisions because strengthening our child soldiers policy is essential to our anti-human trafficking efforts. I yield back, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr.
I yield.
I appreciate the gentleman yielding. This is all four of these amendments that are part of the en bloc amendment are very good amendments. I particularly want to mention that I think we should not be casually waiving the restrictions on child soldiers and providing military assistance. And I think both the notification provision and the requirement for some action by that government to start the corrective action of that situation is a pretty reasonable requirement for this, and I urge adoption of this and the other amendments in the en bloc.
Thank the ranking member for his support. I yield.
Thank you, Mr. Fortenberry.